Hi there friends, it's Morag here. I am using the November kits to create a lovely layout today using one of the free subscriber cut files. This is the file. It's a Nordic sweater design, and my challenge this week was to create a layout using the negative parts of a cut file. So I have a confession to make. I came to start my layout and I attempted to cut out some of the beautiful cut files that we have this month, but my silhouette wasn't very happy. So I really struggled to cut out some of the intricate designs. So this Nordic sweater design was absolutely perfect because it was so easy to cut out on my silhouette. I'm on the original silhouette, so it doesn't have much pressure, so it does struggle sometimes, but this week it just didn't want to play at all. So to begin with, what you can see I'm doing here is I am using one of the patterned papers to back a white cardstock background, but rather than use the whole of the patterned paper, I'm being a bit frugal and cutting out the centre. So I shall just stick the white cardstock to the frame effectively, and that way I get to use the centre of the pattern paper for some matting and so on later on. So I'll just put that into place. So it's a great way to add a little bit of pizzazz to your layouts, but actually still not use the whole cardstock sheet up. So I did manage to cut out some of the little reindeer that were on that cut file, and my thought was I would create a little banner using those little reindeers and then layer up with some of the beautiful die cuts that we've got in this month's kit. So those flowers I think came in the embellishment kit this month. And I've just recently took delivery of the Pocket Life kit for November because I forgot to order mine last month. So I've now got mine, thankfully. I didn't want to miss out. So she'll be using some of those pieces today on this layout. So I've just glued into place a little bit of red thread for my banner. And then I've mounted those reindeer onto some foam tape, and then I shall just layer up some embellishments up at the top there. So I think you'll agree with me that the November kit was just incredible in terms of variety of embellishments, and the designs themselves were just gorgeous. And in particular, I really like these acetate pieces that came with the embellishment kit. They're great for layering up with all the die cuts and stickers that we got, and they don't add any more weight to the cluster. So I know some people get concerned about just how thick and bulky our layouts become. But these acetate pieces are just fantastic for that. So they're very cool. So this is from the Pocket Life kit that you can see the puffy stickers. I think those are. There could be chipboard stickers, and I'll just be using some of these pieces then to layer up at the top there. I really love these little postage stamps as well. I think they're so cute and adorable. As I say, I'd forgotten to order it actually for November. So when my November kit arrived, it was a real bumper kit because I had all the extra pieces I'd forgotten in November. I didn't want to miss out, so I've doubled up really in December. Oh, it's a hard life, isn't it? So just to add a little dimension to that cluster at the top there, I've added the flowers onto foam tape and I've curled the edges slightly, so in real life you can see that there are a little bit more dimension to those flowers. And then I'm going to use some of those chipboard ornaments that came with the Pocket Life kit. I'm going to dangle those from my banner over on the right hand side. And incidentally, the map that you can see on my page at the moment, that's one of the Pocket Life cards. I don't actually do Pocket Life myself, but I do like to get the Pocket Life kit because I think, if you'll agree with me, the cards are great just for matting and layering, or just journaling on a scrapbook layout. But there's always fantastic and very cool embellishments in the Pocket Life kit, so it would be a bit rude not to. So that's the kind of design I'm going for then. So a few layers around my photo and a banner. And then I'm just going to decide really how I'm going to embellish around the photo. And for some reason, it just took me a while to decide what to do. So you'll see throughout this video, it goes on, it goes off, and that's just my typical process, very slow. But I do think a lot of the frames that came with the main kit, the chipboard frames, so I think I want to have one of those next to my photo, and then I can cluster my embellishments off of that frame. So that's a kind of a typical thing I like to do if I can. So I'm just going to notch out that banner there. And so I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's the way I'm going to go forward. Before I do that though, I think I need to faff around a bit more. I cut down the photo just so it's a little bit thinner. I think what I was in danger of doing was over embellishing my page. So I did want to leave more white space if I can around the page, just to give it a bit of breathing space. Otherwise I find that it is all too busy and your eyes don't know where to look. So I was going in that direction just because of all the beautiful embellishments, but which is why I cut it down a little bit thinner. So I also took delivery of the November colour kit, and there inside the colour kit there was some Nouveau Drops and also some Nouveau, I'm just trying to think of the name of it, let me just check, shimmer powder. So I've never had this before. This one's called Jade Fountain, and it's like a mica powder inside a bottle, and you could see there that I squirted some out onto my palette. Excuse my palette, it's very messy. And then I've just added some water, and I mixed the shimmer powder with the water to effectively create a watercolour. And this is a beautiful kind of minty green colour, perfect for your winter layouts. It's a really pretty colour. And then I've just painted underneath my flowers. So you could do a full Missy type layout where you really go to town with all your mixed media. I get a bit scared, so I'm not a huge expert in mixed media, so I tend to be more restrained, shall we say. And then by painting it on with a paintbrush, you have far more control. So I've just layered the paint under those flowers, and in real life you'll see it adds a little bit of depth to that flower cluster. And I also added some hand painted some drops in, so it looks like it's dribbled down the page when really I painted those in. And I say that gives you complete control then of where that paint goes. And I'm also going to do the same effect around my photo cluster. So I think it just helps to ground the photos to the layout. Otherwise it could be in danger of just floating about on the page. So just by mixing in the powder with the water, you'll find that you'll be able to use it to spatter, as I'm doing here, or paint as I did before. And I'm absolutely in love with this. It's a really great way to add some colour to your page, and it's so much more easy to use in a bottle. I really like the magicals. It's a very similar effect to the magicals, but of course this is really easy to use because you can just squirt a little bit out onto your palette. I guess you could do it direct to paper and then use a water spray just to activate those that mica powder, and that would give you a really interesting effect. So continue just to add some more spatters there around my photo. So I'm not a huge mixed media expert, so I do tend to be kind of use it sparingly. And so just while I think about what I'm going to do with that photo, I am just going to add the twine to my baubles. And I think the easiest way to do that then will just be to sew that twine to connect to the banner. I'm just using white crochet thread here, so crochet thread is really inexpensive, so this was maybe a couple of pounds, you know, for probably 200 metres worth, so one ball of crochet thread will go a long way. You can get different weights, so I've chosen kind of a fairly lightweight crochet thread, so it's much thicker than cotton, normal sewing cotton, so you can see it much more easily, but it's still easy to sew with, so it's a really good top tip there. You can see I use it a lot because my ball of thread is actually going down rapidly. So I'm just going to tie some teeny weeny bows to go on top of my baubles, just add a little more depth and texture. You can see I also added stars, the puffy little star stickers from the Pocket Life kit as well. I really have been spoilt this month with all the lovely embellishments from Hip Kit. It's so nice to think that only Hip Kit subscribers will have the same products as you will. So I'm just going to glue those little tiny bows into place. So I put the double-sided tape onto the back of all my photo mats to speed this part up. I'm a devil for actually getting things a bit wonky, so I've recently invested in a new set square ruler, so hopefully things will be a bit straighter from now on. And I'm using that frame, as I mentioned before, from the main kit, and that will be to house some more embellishments. But first of all, I'll just have to rough up the edges of my photos. I do like to do that for my photo mats and my layers. I just think it gives a little bit of an edge and definition. And I can spend the next 10 minutes now deciding where that frame's going to go. I ended up with the same idea that I started with, you know, half an hour before, but as I say, it's taken me a while to decide where to put it. And I think these cardstock stickers are from the Embellishment Kit. I'll have to check afterwards. So I'm going to be using Stay Cozy. I love the little font on that because it's got some white detailing on that, on those alphas. I think there have just been so many alphas and things to choose from. Actually, sometimes you think, oh, I've got too much choice. But no, that's great. Can't have too much choice really, can we? So incidentally, the dog, it's a picture of my dog while we were out on a walk. And I've just used a Snapchat filter on him because I saw all these really cute pictures of dogs, or people with their dogs, and they put little antlers on them and hats and so on, and my dog goes mental, so I've had to go for the filter route. But it does look a bit weird on it because it kind of adds a little smile to the face as well, so it looks like my dog's smiling, so it could be a bit creepy really. So I'm just going to lay up some of those stickers and die cuts just to add a little bit more embellishment. And these journal stickers are from Pretty Little Studio that also came in the Pocket Life kit. I believe it's the only thing that's from a manufacturer that's not hip kit. And they're really, really tiny, tiny phrases. You know, they're absolutely miniature and really cute. So I'm just going to add some of the puffy stickers. I love little phrases because I think it just helps, you know, when you've got nothing to journal specifically. I think it just helps take that task away from you and make it a little bit easier. So I think that's more or less it. I'm just going to add a few more bits and bobs here and there. And then I'm going to finally finish off with a few more spatters, I think. So that could have been done before I stick everything down, but of course, you know, I kind of decided at the end. So I'm just using a bit of packaging to protect my photo and embellishments. And look, this also came in the colour kit for November. And it is also Nouveau, and it's a glimmer paste. So it's really sparkly and dries semi-transparent. But it's great for adding a little frosting. So again, in real life, you'll be able to see that my pieces have a tiny little glimmer to them. Makes it really, really pretty. And then I'm going to add some, again from the colour kit in November, we have the gold Nouveau Drops. So I'm just having a little practice. So I know what size drops I want. And I don't know if you've used these a lot, but I find sometimes I still end up with a point. I think it depends on the temperature of the Nouveau Drops that maybe they set before they've had a chance to level off. So my top tip would be to use a pin just to take the point off the drop if you need to. But again, it's good to have a practice. You should find that actually you shouldn't need to do that. So that's about it. I will leave you with some close-ups. And hopefully you've enjoyed my process, and I would really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, my handle is @cropcat. See you soon. Take care. Bye.